Media Summit. Is this the first? Premier, the first Edo New Media Summit. Can I have your attention?
Yes, sir.
One house. One house. This is very important. What is going on today? This is the season of politics. So anything a politician does is very quickly interpreted to be politicking. But I have decided to ignore that risk and not to stop myself in associating or from associating with causes that I believe in because of the fear of being misunderstood or misinterpreted. I believe in this. I believe in this because one of the problems we have is the inability, apparently, the seeming inability of those in government to understand that it is their responsibility to create outlets through which the passion and the energy of the youth can actually be channeled. I don't think they understand how important that is. It is the responsibility of those who are running our affairs, who are superintending our affairs, to look for every opportunity to channel that energy in a positive direction. Because nature abhors a vacuum. If it is not going in one direction, it will go in the other. We have watched new media develop before our very eyes. We have watched this space capture the minds and imaginations of people all over the world. We recognize that it is an area that the youth have a natural affinity for, but we are not doing enough to harness the potential of that area or this sector, which is why I am happy to identify with anything, and it's not just new media, any process or any undertaking that is aimed at helping the youth find expression. Because we keep on talking about, oh, the youth did this, they did that. If the youth are gainfully engaged, there will be very little time for anything else. So we saw the dancers here. TDA? Yes, sir. A round of applause for them, please. I was speaking to our folks from Akoko Edo recently, and I told them that I will set up a university for ICT, and I will locate it there. It is, when we are busy borrowing money that generations, this state is owing almost 600 billion now, right? I have no problem with debt. Credit is a way of life. But my question is, how are you going to pay it back? What did you use it for? But the point I wanted to make, you are busy borrowing money for generations unborn to pay. How about equipping them so that they will be able to pay it when the time comes? That is what keeps me awake at night. So, I have not been fortunate to participate in your sessions today. I'm hoping that I will get to hear more, because the whole idea is that we are going to harness the ideas that come out from this session and we'll begin to create policy. I was telling a group this morning, Dr. Edosa was there, we need to ensure that what used to be a hobby or a pastime that we have recognized as a skill, there is need for proper training. There's a need for ensuring that those who are coming along, they're guided in this new media space. Otherwise, the regulators will step in very soon if we are not organized. and then they can begin to, you know, what's the name of the young lady? Saida. You know, that is an example of not exactly, you know, taking into cognizance the need to be for moderation, right? So I'm hoping that events like this will help to ensure that nobody falls into that trap, because I am not happy that one individual has lost all of, I hope. So how does it work? Is she going to get her TikTok account back? It's gone? You don't go with that? Wow, plus the Facebook. Oh, don't go. But I saw her yesterday, you guys didn't know where to get like that because. Abi? I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that in the world that we're living in today, because dancers are needed for what? Music videos. Dancers are needed for movies. Dancers are needed, so it is incumbent on us to create that avenue for even dance clubs, dance classes. It is pent-up energy that can be sent out in a certain direction. But our people, our leaders pay lip service to the issues. For me, new media is a no-brainer. You and I know that the world we live in today, the internet, all of this that we're talking about has essentially become the oxygen that we breathe. You can't exist in the world that we live in today if you don't have some knowledge or some savviness in this area. Content creators, that is a whole new skill set. When I started on my Instagram page, and I just post some kind of picture, nothing, and then some of my younger friends call me and say, if you don't want to, not to, you're embarrassing us. You know? So I had to adjust, because I know that your page or your handle is probably the only way that the world will ever get to know you. In the world we live in today, we are becoming, you know, distance. There's so much distance between us. Our meeting place is on the internet and social media. So your personality, you know when they say, dress the way you want to be addressed? That was an old expression. Now, it's probably organize yourself on social media the way you want to be addressed. Because when people see you say, this one never ready, I've come to realize that it's not something that I woke up embracing. I'm not as tech savvy as you would like to believe, but every day we're learning. So I am very glad that we're doing this. I hope you're taking it seriously. I hope that we're reaching out to more people. My understanding from having spoken with the organizers is that the whole idea is to create an ecosystem, to create a value chain where each of us who have this set of skills can harness this. First and foremost, you can hone the skills, firstly, improve upon it, and then plug into that point of the value chain that you belong to. Create a source of income, and then also just simply be a productive member of the economy by just owning this space. It is something that is so important. The other issue that we are not even dealing with, technology, and this is all part of technology. A friend of mine is setting up a university for artificial intelligence in Warri, and I was blown away. Another thing we're not looking at is, and I would like to talk about that with the organizers, something we must do is how we can make sure that our kids embrace technology from infancy. There's no other way they can compete with the rest of the world, with their contemporaries, if they don't know this. Just as it was compulsory for you and I to take math and English, it must be compulsory for that generation to take tech. in its various